Hey guys, Taju22 here, and welcome back to Heat. And this show is brought to you by Much Games Guides, Insomania Game, and the Sovereign LPers. And we have yet another match, another Rumble for the Gold match, and this time it is for the 24/7 Championship. Now, if you remember last time on SmackDown, you saw Aladdin put up the 24/7 Championship all for the shot at the World Heavyweight Championship held by a good friend of mine, Tanuki Teddy. And while Aladdin had the head start of attacking Tanuki Teddy from behind, Tanuki Teddy just proved to be too much for him, or actually it didn't. It really wasn't like that. It was more like Tanuki Teddy proved that he was indeed the man. And in the process, Aladdin lost the championship outright, so we have to crown a new champion right here, right now. And one of those competitors is Heath Slater. Now, the one thing I do know is that Aladdin is indeed in this match, but up until now, I did not know that Heath Slater was going to be in this one. So Slater, last time he was champion, he was... he was the 24/7 champion not too long ago. But then he was defeated by LP Grotus, who in turn was defeated by Aladdin. So that's pretty much what happened since Slater last held the title. Let me turn this down a little bit. But yeah, I mean, just the fact that, you know, it can come full circle if Slater is successful, as well as this man, if it is him. So you have Heath Slater, and now you have the leader of Doom, the Prophet. Not to be confused with the Legion of Doom. No, this is simply Doom. Also not to be confused with the tag team of the same name back in WCW in the late 80s to early 90s. No, this is a different Doom. Anyway, match underway. And a suplex onto Heath Slater. A knife edge chop. And then a back elbow. And then another one. I mean, one thing about the Prophet is that he is a grizzled veteran and a former world champion in his own right. I mean, the man, he was world champion the last time he was world champion. You have to really go all the way back to 1985, or actually no, it was 1986, excuse me. And up next is Shawn Michaels. But yeah, 1985 was or excuse me, 1986, my fault. But yeah, 1986 was at around the time that you had Jim Baker and you had Jimmy Swaggart, and then you had this guy, the Prophet. Albeit the only real difference was the Prophet was the only one who was an in-ring competitor. The others were televangelists, and they were big in their day. But Jim Baker, I mean, he was later convicted of tax evasion, and Jimmy Swaggart was later found out to be the perpetrator of, he had an affair that he should have not had, and ever since then people lost credibility for him, or rather he lost the credibility with the people is what I was trying to say, excuse me. But at the time he was a big name, as was the Prophet, so that's pretty much where he comes from. And now we have Jay Virtus in the ring. And let's see, he's going to go right after Shawn Michaels. I mean, that's a dream matchup right there. I never would have thought that Jay Virtus and Shawn Michaels would have win at it, but he's there. And a punch right to the face of Jay Virtus. Of course, you're going to have to do more than that to get rid of Shawn Michaels. I mean, the man, he's won, by he, I mean Shawn Michaels, has won 2 Royal Rumbles in the WWE, back when it was known as the World Wrestling Federation. In fact, he won it back-to-back. Uh-oh, and here comes Booker T. Now here's another legend. And Heath Slater has been busted open, and that's not good if you're Slater. And a scoop and a slam right to Slater. Meanwhile, Shawn Michaels going to work on Jay Virtus. And let's see, who's Booker T? Oh, he's going after Heath Slater. Jay Virtus fighting back. Meanwhile, the Prophet just teeing off on Heath Slater. And Jay Virtus still fighting with Shawn Michaels. And now the Prophet goes after Shawn Michaels. A jawbreaker onto the Prophet. A float over DDT onto Booker T. That rhymed. But who's up now? Well, here he is, the former 24/7 champion, Aladdin. Meanwhile, Slater is eliminated at the hands of Booker T. So Booker T eliminating Heath Slater. Of course, you now have Aladdin and Jay Virtus in the ring at the same time, along with the Prophet, along with Booker T and Shawn Michaels, and he delivers the Virtus Clash, that's what he calls it, onto the Prophet. I mean, if you're Jay Virtus or Aladdin, in addition to each other, you have to worry about the rest of the competition, because at any time you could be blindsided, so you got to watch your back. So far, Heath Slater is the only one eliminated so far. And then a punch right to Jay Virtus. Oh, but Jay Virtus fighting back. And Aladdin just throwing his weight around on Jay Virtus. Oh, but Jay Virtus not going to go down a lion. And then a two-handed facebuster onto Aladdin. Oh, here comes John Cena, albeit his younger self. So here comes the then rookie John Cena. And now who's he going to go after? Oh, he's going after the Prophet, and you know what? I don't have a problem with that one bit, man. A side Russian leg sweep on to Shawn Michaels. And now it's Booker T and the Prophet going at each other. Oh, sweet chin music on to John Cena from Shawn Michaels. Meanwhile, Jay Virtus going to try to get rid of Aladdin, and he got rid of Aladdin. Aladdin has been eliminated at the hands of his rival, Jay Virtus. Oh, that's a huge one right there. So that means that someone new is going to win the championship, but the question is, who? I mean, we still have a ways to go, but nonetheless, though. I mean, Shawn Michaels has been in there for a while, as has Booker T, as well as the Prophet, who's still in there since the beginning. Oh yeah, that's right, he was number 2, was the Prophet. And Jay Vertus is going to try to get rid of him. And he does. Out goes the Prophet at the hands of Jay Vertus. Meanwhile, John Cena in trouble at the hands of Shawn Michaels. And out goes John Cena. John Cena's gone. But who's up now? Oh, here comes Christian, having come off a loss of the Intercontinental Championship to Mario. I mean, there's no real shame in losing to Mario, seriously, but obviously he would love to win this match and get back some championship gold. And a DDT on the Booker T, and wait, what's wrong with Booker T? And then a flapjack on the Shawn Michaels. And then a back elbow on to Jay Vertus. Shawn Michaels fighting back against Christian. However, Booker T gonna try to get rid of Jay Vertus, and he does. Booker T, like I mentioned before, he's a legend, and he was just able to outpower Jay Vertus on that exchange. I mean, you still have 2 legends in Shawn Michaels and Booker T, as well as Christian. Oh my God, are you serious? John Laurinaitis? Really? Out of all the guys that could be in this match, John Laurinaitis? And the fact that he's coming in this late, are you kidding me? Could he possibly win this match? I'd shudder to think. But he's got himself a really good shot. Although Christian's going to go right after him. And then a back suplex onto Christian. And now it looks like Christian and Booker T are in trouble, although Booker T fights out of it. And then a kick. Wow! Out goes Shawn Michaels at the hands of Booker T. And then an arm drag on a Christian. Who's up now? Oh my God, it's 1/3 of the Retroholics. We already saw the leader in Retro Rick, but now we're seeing the biggest member of the 3, and that is Brodus Clay. And for him to come in this late is to his advantage. I mean, just look at the size of this man. I mean, really, who the hell is going to get him over the top rope? Although Christian going to go after Brodus Clay. And Booker T just going after John Laurinaitis. And John Laurinaitis going for that sleeper backbreaker. Whoa! I'm surprised he had the strength to do that to Booker T. And now, wait a minute. And now Christian... Wow! Wow! Are you serious? Brodus Clay eliminated by Christian? Not to say that Christian's a bad wrestler, but come on, man. You just got in there. And now Christian is going to try to get rid of John Laurinaitis. And Laurinaitis is not looking good, and neither is Booker T, although Booker T's just standing back. He's going to let Christian do all the work. Laurinaitis still holding on, though. And Laurinaitis, no, not quite. Still in there. And now Booker T, what's he doing? a Hurricane Rana to send John Laurinaitis over the top rope and out, so I'm happy he didn't win, but... Well, now we are down to Christian and Booker T. So, of course, these two men are no strangers to each other, albeit it's Christian's younger self, but still. They are no strangers to each other. As Booker T, neckbreaker onto Christian. I mean, Booker T has been in this match for quite a long time. I mean, he's been in there since near the start of the match. And for him to be in this, to be at this point, still in the match as one of the final two, is a testament to the great conditioning he has. But also, a little bit of luck also helps in the sense that not everybody targeted him. And now Booker T picking them up, and out goes Christian, and that's it, it's over. So the winner of this match and the new 24/7 champion, Booker T. So Booker T comes in relatively early in the competition, manages to pick his spots, and manage to make it to the end, and eventually eliminate Christian and win the match. So, I mean, Booker T, you got to give it to him. I mean, he came in relatively early, and all he had to do was tough it out and make it to the end, and he did it. So, as for Booker T in the 24/7 championship, the 24/7 rule will not go into effect until Booker T is scheduled to defend the title. But once he does that, then the 24/7 rule will be reinstated and hunting season will begin. But for now, Booker T will have a reprieve. But how long that lasts, well, we'll find, only time will tell. But folks, we still have one more match to come, and that match is up next. Stay tuned. We'll be back.